Cartier Bob. And I got a new segment for you guys because I got to let y'all know that I'm the GOAT at the relationship entrepreneur shit. So we're going to be doing a new segment, and it's Am I the Asshole? And it's from Reddit. So some of these situations are going to be relationships, romantically, or just like relationships in general. So I'm going to read this, and we're going to do a live reaction of if this person's the asshole or not. And Andrew, what would you say we should call this segment? Left on Reddit?
Left on Reddit, yeah.
Yeah, it's a callback.
There we go. So this is our very first Left on Reddit.
I forgot about
All right.
that.
Am I the asshole? You can keep close up on me. Am I the asshole because I told my roommate to stop having sex in our apartment if she couldn't be respectful about it? There's 3 of us, 3 females in an apartment varying in our late 20s to early 30s. Recently, one of my roommates started bringing men home and having sex extremely loud in the evening for 2 weeks. After the first time, me and the other roommate tried to make light of it and told her she needs to chill out when we're home while she's having sex. It's seriously like a Brazzers set. We have a very small apartment and everyone's rooms are right next to each other and they all lead into the kitchen area. So it's a pretty tight space. This happens maybe 5 or 6 times in the last months, and I sort of blew up at her for the last time because I thought it was extremely disrespectful to keep doing it after both me and the other roommate told her once already that it's not okay to carry on like that when one or both of us are at home. And in all these instances, she knew people were home in the apartment at this time. She basically told me that she cannot not have sex that way and that she tried to be quieter. But she wasn't making any promises. She also mentioned that we need to grow up because adults have sex. Last part. I understand we all pay rent, but no one should be forced to listen to porn essentially because we're all adults. When I have sex, I do it when my roommates are out quietly and if they happen to be there or go to another person's place. I thought that this was normal roommate etiquette. So am I the asshole for telling her she can't be quiet? Then she can leave.
Yes, you are. Death to anybody that prevents someone else from catching their nut. Also, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like 5 times in a month ain't that crazy. And also telling somebody that they need to have sex in set hours that 2 other adults that live there aren't there. That's a very short and tight window you're speaking on. And also, thirdly, let's be real. No, everybody here has had sex before.
I haven't.
Okay. We want to cap today. So, at most, we're talking about...
Sorry, I got to fact check that.
Pause.
Whoa!
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're talking about maybe a window of like 20 to like, at best, 45 minutes usually.
So, we're roommates, and you get off of a hard day's work, and you just hear Cartier Bob going, and this is for like 30 minutes. You be like, hey man, you gonna be like, get it in.
I'm gonna put my AirPods in and play my game.
Okay. I respect this man for sending
Now,
up
see,
business.
if this were to happen like 4 times out of a week, every week, that'd be kind of different. But 5 times out of a month, that's not that crazy to me.
Okay.
I'm the opposite. I don't think she's the asshole. If they were like in their early 20s, I'd say, it is what it is. But they're like, what, 28, 30, you said?
Yeah.
You know how you can prevent that? Living alone.
Yeah, hey man.
Not with these prices.
Yeah. No, like she said, we're all adults. It shouldn't be a big deal. I think being adult is not being super loud during sex when you live with other people.
But that's how you put it in work, though.
No, that's
So
you can control yourself.
I
And
can't.
2, she can always go sleep at the guy's house. Why does it always have to be her apartment?
We're presuming that it always is.
Yeah, he could be a bum.
Well, then she has to get better taste in men.
But he's got that, pause. But he's got that 18-footer, so she needs it.
Okay, gross. It's just no. It's immature.
So you're saying
To force other people to essentially know and be almost be a part of your sex life, just because you can't control your volume during intercourse.
I think we have to talk to a heterosexual woman to ask, are they faking it when they go,
100%.
I don't think so.
That's you.
Damn. Whoa. Tay came back with a bullet. All I'm saying,
The day you look in the mirror and realize it, you'll understand.
I would say in my travels, I have figured out a technique where I know when the coochie is actually orgasming. Like, none of that fake stuff. Like, when they're like, oh, I'm close, I'm like, we need about like 15 more minutes. I figured out a technique. It's graphic, but I know when the coochie's gonna drizzle.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a technique where I can detect.
Good for you, man. No, okay, so who are you siding with then?
I think
The roommates or the screamer?
You said the creamer?
Both. The screamer?
I think I'm actually going to side with the roommates.
There you go.
I think I'm going to side with the roommates.
Imagine if your roommate was getting it on and you had to hear it twice a week.
Absolutely. The reason why I'm going to side with the roommates is because
See, now you up in the frequency with that.
No, she
stuff.
said 6 times a month.
five to 6. So
That's
like,
almost twice a week.
not
if there's
not
4 weeks in a month.
Not every week though.
Two of those weeks are twice.
That's the high end.
1 to 2 times a week.
1 to 2 times a week.
I will just say this. If I'm in my full Cartier Rob mode, I think the roommates are assholes. Because let's just break it down like this. You don't want to interrupt, that person getting in, but how they confronted the person about it. Where I'm like, hey, can we do this? Because I actually think the delivery of how it was written, that person was like, all right, I'm gonna, turn this into a browser set to fuck with y'all. Because at the end of the day, you played yourself because you gotta live with those people, and then renting's ridiculous. So
Stop being passive aggressive. Like,
exactly.
If it's an actual issue, bring it up. There's also having a question I have for you, Kaz. Okay, so she's living with 2 other women, correct?
Okay.
All right. Now everybody works. Let's just say, presumably, everybody works a normal 9 to 5 type schedule, along with her partner as well. So, after work, I don't know what you guys' schedules may be. I have the benefit of having a gym within my apartment complex, so I don't necessarily have to leave. But let's just say it's an hour and a half, 2 hour window. You might be doing some other shit. You also don't want to be late into the evening doing anything because there are people trying to sleep. So what's the window of time she could even have sex when both of them aren't home?
It'd probably have to be a weekend thing.
During the middle of the day.
Or if they go out on weekend nights.
Where he gets the flag. It's not the weekend.
Just saying, there's always gaps. There's always gaps.
And
in your sex life, you like pre-scheduled having sex like that meticulously.
In my life,
Yes.
no,
so
because I haven't had to.
now he got sex on the calendar. He's like, it's Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's realistic for people's lives because then we're also presuming that he's available during the day on the weekends.
Well, yeah. Well, if he's working the 9 to 5 like everyone else, like you said.
What if they're both assholes?
Yeah, that could also go. Thank you.
I was almost there, but I didn't want to. I wanted to pick a side because at the end of the day, you got to think of the cohesion of the roommate
She
situation.
could just join.
Not like that. That's fine.
Just open the door. Hey, you called?
I think moral of the story is
There we go.
just don't have roommates.
All right, there we go.
Just live alone, or live with your partner, and you can have as loud of sex as you want.
Moral of the story is we're going off what Fact Dragon Andrew said. They're both assholes. I do like that because at the end of the day, you got to coexist with with the people you're with. But also, I'm not gonna be a cock block, but I'm also, not gonna be a Pornhub, superstar.
What do you think it smelled like in there?
You are the only person to think of that shit like that. You be smelling underwear, don't you?
Get away from me.
Sicko.